Sir, what realistic outcomes can we expect from the current peace negotiations in Florida taking place with negotiators, United States, European Union, NATO members and Russia and Ukraine as well?
The negotiations, if we want to call it, started with the visit by Putin to Alaska, but there was no discussion, no negotiation, but that was supposed to be the beginning. But then it goes on and on and on, and Putin and Donald Trump, they often discuss, often talk over telephone. According to Donald Trump's own admission, 1 hour and a half and all those things. I don't know what they have discussed, but the discussion per se, discussion as such, is continuing with intermittent pauses between delegations of the two parties. The American delegation, though the war is not with America, but they are working on behalf of the President. It is Mr. Steve Witkoff, President's personal friend, and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. They are also now continuing, as you have just mentioned. Now, what is going to happen after these 4 years of war and occupation of almost 30% of the territory of Ukraine by Russia, and huge devastation, especially in the latest round that happened there. So, this has been going on. I personally am not much hopeful that it is going to come to an end very soon, because Russia still now, as you have read between the lines, they are making very good progress, but they are very rigid about land. What is land? The occupied land.
Sir, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Control, if possible, please bring Norman on the line. Mr. Ali Ahmed is saying he is not hopeful. I need to get the response from him. Please bring Norman on the screen as he can hear us properly. Sir, go ahead.
As I was saying, the discussion has been going on for quite a long time with pauses, but I personally feel rather skeptical about any acceptable outcome. Russia was trying to impose a peace of defeat on the Ukrainians, but the Westerners came, and now that Ukraine is running short of funds and short of human beings, soldiers, etc., the funds have been promised and will be provided $90 billion by the European Union of countries at different varied rates. These are loans, of course. America is not seen or heard to be making any donation, and at one point US said to the European leaders that it is a European matter, you do take care of it. So, that was not the attitude before of the American presidents. So, with this thing and some responsible European leaders, they said that we will take about 3 to 4 years to prepare. So, they are preparing for a long haul, and in the meantime, if Russia really occupies the most of the part of Ukraine, which they have in effect done after closure of the Black Sea ports and all those things, Ukraine is now a half alive country.
You are convinced what Sir Norman Flood Barnes has said from his experience. He has seen so many negotiations because his eyes on Washington is very close, better than us. Sir, I just want to add one question for you. What leverage does the United States hold in pushing Russia toward a negotiated settlement?
That is the most vital question. But the thing is, there are two things. If you remember, a couple of months ago, Xi Jinping of China told that we would not see Russia defeated, if you remember that. And the result was seen, the huge drones and all those attacks. So, China is there supplying ammunition and arms and everything. So, Russia is now a renewed strength. That is one thing. And the other thing is, America has never had supported the Ukrainians. In fact, he has discouraged and he has also seriously, publicly humiliated the Ukrainian president, and they are not supporting. And even now, as I said before, he is saying that it is your European affair, so Europeans settle it. But he is ready to sell his arms at a cash price. Cash means normal import or export thing. That is what is going to be done and is being done. The Europeans have provided money that can be done, but the shortage of human beings, there has been a lot of deaths on both the sides, though Russia has suffered the most in by every account, but its population size is far greater than Ukraine's, and Ukrainians are cheered that they are very great tenacious fighters, but I do not know how long they can afford. And the question is, if they accept the defeat at this cession of territory, that means it becomes a landlocked country in Europe. So, that becomes very unacceptable. They will not accept, and so a peace of defeat, peace by means of defeat might be imposed on them by Russians. But since the other European leaders are there, they are ready to give money, but nobody is ready or willing to fight on their behalf, as it happened during the Second World War. So, if it continues like this, I do not see much hope of a peace being honorable peace for the Ukrainians is going to be one very soon. No, perhaps not.
And you also said that you see that United States is not serious actually.
Serious, but not getting involved. Seriousness is in the negative way. And there are other information also. Personally, Mr. Donald Trump is said to have interests in the UK, in Russia. I think I should not say more than this. These interests keep him very engaged.
When the European Union is planning to raise 90 billion euros in joint debt to support Ukraine's defense and economic stability amid the ongoing war. So, if the budget is allocated, I want to do a question to Ali Ahmed sir. Sir, what does the EU's joint borrowing signal about its cohesion and commitment to Ukraine?
If I have not understood, if I have understood properly, yes, EU will give 90 billion euros, but not equally. Everyone will give according to his power and ability. For example, Germany perhaps is the most important economy there. They will be paying more
than France,
then Russia, then UK, and Italy is good nowadays, but I do not know how much they will offer. But anyway, 90 billion they will arrange. That is not the problem. It can be cleared, it can be repaid after many things. That reminds me of the Lend-Lease agreement. During the Second World War, America gave under the Lend-Lease Act loan to almost European countries, including Soviet Union, UK, France and everyone. And the last amount of this debt, this rin, was paid on 29th July of 2006. It was being paid in, it was taken from 45 onwards and paid in so many 55 years and so. So, this may be repaid later, this will be repaid, but the question is, if you do not have manpower and they do not have manpower,
especially soldiers,
that is it, the most important. They are tenacious fighters, many of them have said, but then outnumbered, very badly outnumbered by the Russians. So, that is one factor, and after this there is no production there, economy is in a very difficult condition. So, with these things I do not know how far they can stand. The rest of the Europeans know and speak about it, that they know that if this is taken, then Russia might be thinking of the next country. Russia Putin himself said 2-3 days before, it came very prominently in the media, that he said, if you behave with gentleness, politeness with me, I will not have any further attack after Ukraine. But he did not say that he will leave Ukraine and go away. He perhaps thinks of gobbling up Ukraine and then stop attacking others. That is no offer of peace. That is no offer of peace.
Sir, I have received one more question from Advocate Shoma Ghosh Monica. She marked it for you. As you have economics background, I think she knows about you. She said, what is Donald Trump's role in the global economic downturn caused by the Ukraine, Russia and Venezuela issues? This question is for Honorable Guest Ali Ahmed sir. Would you mind to respond? Shoma Ghosh Monica.
This refers to economics. World downturn in the world economy, yes, it is going to happen. But first of all, it is more from Donald Trump's own internal economic policies. For example, this so called tariff that he imposed 100%, 150% and so on any and every country that he likes. First of all, this is unlawful. He cannot do that. I have been telling it then. Now, the Senate has stopped it and said you cannot do that, it has to stop. So, but this has brought about, they call it in economics, as she is cost push inflation. By imposing more duty on the imports, Donald Trump thought that the people are exporting to our country, if we impose duty, higher duty, the exporters will pay. No, the importers pay it and clear, and then the consumers pay it. That is, the Americans pay this excess money imposed by Trump. So, what he is doing? He is taxing exceedingly his own consumers. They are facing hardships, and it is creating severe inflation, which led to downturn, because also there is no, I mean there is, but very little investment in America. This is one thing. So, producers market there, it stopped, consumers market is unreachable by the people, and capital not going to investment much. And Donald Trump's all these things, he is also facing, I am not going to say it before, but he is also going to face a very difficult time. He is already in litigation, a few of them, and judges have seized all his assets, frozen, not taken away, and he went for appeal to the Supreme Court USA, and these are not coming in the press, but and the Supreme Court said no, nothing doing, it is frozen. So, he cannot pay even his lawyers. So, very bad days are coming very soon. There is going to be a severe collapse, perhaps. I wish it
for
is
Donald
not.
Trump.
Yes, but if it comes for America,
yes, sir.
it comes
you
for
said
everybody.
It is not coming in the press. I am sure
Yeah,
as
it's not coming.